Mavericks coming in severely shorthanded. I mean, you looked on their bench and everybody, more than half the team was in street clothes at the end of the bench. Somehow we can figure out to blame Tom Thibodeau. But hey, you know what? Whoever was out there scrapping. And one thing you can't put behind him, you can't get past him, is Najee Marshall. That boy's a bowler, man. I wish the Knicks had the wherewithal to get him as part of their wing depth, man, because he can get buckets and he can get it in droves. And so in the beginning of this game, with no Anthony Davis on the Dallas side, no Mitchell Robinson on the Knicks side, hey, it was everybody knew the assignment. Take it to the basket. Take it to the paint. And for the Knicks, great cutting by them, great off-ball movement by them. I thought for most of the entire game, the backdoor cutting, the cutting off of the screens between OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges as well. I thought they were sensational there. That's how Karl-Anthony Towns got a lot of his assists. With Dallas, I mean, look, they had Kai Jones on him, very undisciplined defender. And so Karl-Anthony Towns just had his way with him. But I thought Towns did a great job really being the facilitator with this starting unit. Cam Payne did start in the absence of Jalen Brunson, but it was really Towns who was the facilitator, especially in the half court, getting these guys going. So I thought the Knicks had no problem getting offense for the entire night, really. And a lot of that was off of their cutting the dog, OG Anunoby, just slashing to the basket and finishing at will. The size advantage that the Knicks had, obviously, with no Anthony Davis out there. Kai Jones was the Mavericks' biggest defender. And then they were bringing Dwight Powell off the bench, who, again, was not going to fare much better here. So, the Knicks had no problem generating much offense, especially in the half court. And then out in transition, as we know, this is where Josh Hart gets his money. Getting out in transition and feeding guys. So I thought this was good to see, especially for Josh Hart. Karl-Anthony Towns have been playing well, especially in the offensive end, pretty much most of the entire season. And then, once the captain went out, Karl-Anthony Towns has still maintained that scoring punch. And tonight he was facilitating well. But I thought it was important for Josh Hart to get into a groove. We know offensively and shooting-wise, he's been very cold as of late. But tonight was a good night for him. Tonight was a typical Josh Hart game. We were 16 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists for Josh Hart. So that was good for him to get into a rhythm and get into a groove. Great job by Josh Hart tonight. And, hey, listen, he made history. I think Clyde said that record was standing for 50-some-odd years. Josh Hart breaking Clyde's record for single-season triple-doubles. That's incredible, man. So shout out to him. Shout out to Hart. Incredible feat here. And of all the Knicks, it's going to be critical for him to get back on the right track as his team looks into the postseason. But these are the ways where Josh Hart becomes more valuable. Tibbs said in his press conference with the media, I was listening to Tibbs with the media before coming on here, and Tibbs said it's hard to really quantify or really analyze what Josh Hart does because he can impact the game in so many different ways. And so tonight was a prime example. But what I also did like and was encouraged with Josh Hart was that, when ultimately Dallas was disrespecting him so much that he had to shoot it and had to get it popping. And he made him pay. So that was a good job there by Josh Hart. 6 of 9 from the field. 2 of 2 from downtown. Knocked down his threes. And 16 points, 12 boards, 11 assists, and a plus 10 on the night. So that was Josh Hart's night. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boys. Or your boy, man. I'm out here solo dolo, man. This is dog days of the season, man. Nobody wants to come to work except for me. This is a doubleheader for me, man. I was on earlier. Shout out to Tim McMahon. Who saw the Tim McMahon show earlier today? Tim McMahon releasing his new book, Wonder Boy, the Luka Doncic book. But then we tapped into the whole Jalen Brunson breakdown of how he got to the Knicks. Great book. Great book. So shout out to Tim McMahon and shout out to everybody who tapped in with us on the morning show, if you will. And I also spoke to Tim. He's going to be autographing a copy of that book, and we're going to give that away to one of our franchise channel members. So that will be a nice, we're going to start our giveaways back up again, and that'll be a nice one for a franchise channel member. All right, so shout out to Tim McMahon. Shout out to Josh Hart. And then, as I said, Karl-Anthony Towns, this was easy money for him. Now, on Underdog, I took Karl-Anthony Towns with higher than 27.5 points. I needed Tibbs to be Tibbs tonight. Because Towns, he had 24 in the first half. And he just couldn't get back into a rhythm to get the final ones in there, man. That was a little bit disappointing. But all in all, he looked great tonight. And how about the dime that Tyler Kolek threw him to get his final points? I mean, Karl-Anthony Towns was sensational, but that dime in the pick and roll, you know, you don't see a lot of pick and roll execution with the big man as the roller with the Knicks. So to see him get that last one, that was a good one. But as I said, Towns really started the game off flashing the glove, man, really assisting well. A lot of good off-ball movement by the Knicks there. Dallas just falling asleep at the wheel and just really being a step slow defensively. So Towns did a great job really picking them apart. And then just bullying where Kai Jones is not going to be a force to stop him. And the Mavericks really didn't have anything to impede him. So this was really a piece of cake night for Karl-Anthony Towns. 26 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists on 10 of 19 shooting from the field. Goes 2 of 7 from downtown. Only 2 free throws, but really didn't need too much because he was getting it done in all facets of the game. So great job by the big bodega there on an easy night and a bum night, if you will, against the Dallas Mavericks. How about the dog, man? How about the dog? I mean, you know, I've been loving OG in attack mode in these games. He's been attacking the basket like none other. How about this stat line for OG? 35 points, 5 boards, 15 of 24 from the field, and only 6 of those 24 attempts was from 3. So 18 attempts came from inside. I mean, it was that easy for the dog.
One thing I want to point out, bro, tonight, I don't got much to say.
Sure.
I feel you with the, it was kind of like a preseason game, but the guys did play well.
Yeah.
They took care of business in that second half. That was huge. Mm-hmm. That first half from Najee, what's his last name? Najee
Marshall. Good. He can get buckets, off. Man. Buckets.
Bro, he was going off. I was like, yo, what the, you know? I was like, got me a little scared. Is he gonna have one of these 48-minute crazy 50-point games against us? So,
Yep.
So we turned it up defensively in that second half. So that was good. Cat played well, I believe. Of course, Cat definitely did his thing. Mm-hmm. Mikal played well. I mean, we all pretty much played well. But my main thing, bro, Tyler Kolek.
Creator.
We've all been advocates for Tyler to get some playing time, and he's proving why. But the more impressive thing to me is he had nine assists tonight and 8 last night. Yep. So what? 17 assists, but he hasn't turned the ball over.
Right.
And that's what stands out to me. The kid being young and this being his first significant playing time, you could just see him. He's calm, cool, collective. With time, we'll see his ability to finish at the rim. You can see he has a couple flashes where, a nice little scoop layup. And I think we'll see that more often now. I think he's just focused on just, the game slowing down for him. And just, I love how you guys pointed out him getting that ball into these players' shooting pocket, which is huge.
Right.
But yeah, dude, I mean, Tyler, I love that. What'd you say, Tyler the Creator?
Tyler the Creator, man. Some people are like, oh, we got to be more original. I mean, hey, man.
That's it. Yo,
it fits.
CP, come on, bro. Stick with it, bro. Come on. Tyler the Creator. That's it.
The Creator, it fits, man. The nickname suits him.
It does. So, Yeah, bro, that's really all I got tonight, man. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night and seeing. I'm sure Tyler will get in there. I hope. I really hope. Yo, bro, even when Deuce comes back, this kid needs to get on the floor.
Yeah, yeah.
You,
The,
you know.
the question is, I still think Payne will get some of those playoff minutes. But hey, if he's
Mhm.
still Payne, then I don't see why you don't go back to Tyler, man.
And that's another thing. I think campaign when he comes into the game, and I seen it last night and a little bit tonight. When he comes into the game and he's focused on using his ability in terms of his speed, and because he can get into the lane, but when he uses it to get guys involved, he just looks better.
Yeah, yeah,
When he's jacking up crazy, floaters over a 7 footer, it just that shouldn't be who you are, bro. Get into the game, use your speed and your little, he got a little bit of savviness to him, but get guys involved. Like you can see Kolek, that's his mindset. So, if Cam could stay in his lane from that perspective, I don't mind them splitting the minutes. But it's when Cam is all erratic is when I'm just like, yo, can we
yeah.
just put Tyler in the game?
Yeah, I'm with you, man. And Payne, like at this stage in his career, I don't think we can expect anything more than being an erratic player.
Yeah,
That's who he
yeah.
is.
How long has Cam been in the league? 7 years? Six,
I
seven
mean,
years?
not that. I mean, not that long. Like he was a journeyman.
Yeah.
He's been around. Like campaign is. I'm looking at his age right now. He's only 30.
Oh wow. Yeah. So he's been in the league like 7, 8 years, but he's been on
Yeah,
like 6, 7 teams.
9 years. 9 years.
Right. Okay. So wow. He's almost at the double digits.
Right. Right. So I mean, at this point, he just is who he is.
Yeah. Yeah. No, agreed. That's I think like again, and I think we all agree. Kolek needs to little by little just start getting more of those minutes because
Right.
we could see what Kohler brings to the floor, bro.
Yeah.
You know,
And hey, man, it's gonna be vital because this is our future. This is
absolutely,
our future in this window that they've rolled the dice on. This is our
no
future.
doubt,
This is
no
this is
doubt.
one of the dominoes, man. So far
And
so
and the
good.
kid McCullough, his first minutes tonight. I mean, I
Yeah,
know he's coming off injury. He put up a little bucket. I watched him a little bit at Kansas. I think he has some athletic ability that we could use off the bench moving forward in years to come. So I mean, I think we're in a good spot, bro. Let's just finish off the season strong. Let's go into the playoffs and let's really compete, man.
let's do it.
Let's do it, brother. I appreciate you,
Yeah,
CP.
man.
Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Love y'all. Let's go next, baby.
Anthony on the Discord. Throw some fives in the chat for Anthony. Salute to my franchise channel members. I'm just showing the one bucket that Kevin McCullers had in this one. The whole Nick bench got up and was going for him. So that's nice camaraderie. That's nice locker room leadership there. Young whippersnapper gets his first bucket, goes strong to the hoop, and the bench is loving it. And this one was record-setting. Both these teams had combined for the highest field goal percentage in the first half in the entire NBA season. I believe the first half for the Mavs, they shot like 67.5% from the field, and the Knicks were somewhere close to that. I was trying to find the accurate numbers for the Knicks, but I couldn't find it. But anyway, both teams combined for the highest field goal percentage in the first half. So that'll tell you how much defense was being played. And how they finished, the Knicks finished roughly the same, 59.6% from the field. Mavericks 53.8%. Good night downtown from the Knicks. 26 attempts wasn't all that crazy, but they didn't need that much. And they shot 38.5% from the field. Rough night at the free throw line. 12 of 18 from the charity stripe as they shoot 66%. And the Mavericks, conversely, go 21 of 25 and shoot 84% from the charity stripe. The Knicks win the rebounding battle 36-33. Still not used to a Knicks team that doesn't rebound, close to the 50s. That's when like Julius and Hartenstein and Mitch were here, man. Like 36 is still kind of crazy. But how about this, man? Assists. 40 assists tonight for the Knicks. 40 assists tonight. You had the two triple doubles, and then you had Tyler damn near with 10, but he had 9 assists. So 40 assists to 19. And then turnovers, relatively decent night for the Knicks. 15 turnovers leading to 15 Mavs points. And then 16 Mavs turnovers leading to 19 Knick points. Fast break battle, 27-13. I like when this team plays fast and gets their buckets. Well, points in the paint. You know, this was the indicator here for me that you didn't have Anthony Davis and you didn't have Mitchell Robinson playing. 76-64 was the points in the paint battle. Neither team could keep the other out of the paint tonight. And when you look at the personnel out there, you could really understand why. But in the end, it was the New York Knicks who got the job done. 128 to 113. Largest lead of the night for the Knicks was 26. Largest lead for the Mavericks was 4. All right. So there we have it there. Let me go ahead and load up our sponsor for the night, man. The key stats of the night brought to you guys by DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. And hey, guys, when it comes to college basketball and March Mania, one thing is for sure, nothing's for sure. Upsets, buzzer beaters, Cinderella's advancing, top seeds going home early. It's all going to happen. Bet the unexpected. Every upset, every day with DraftKings Sportsbook. With live betting, exclusive content, promos, and parlays, DraftKings is the ultimate college basketball destination for March. If it's your first time, for you first-time customers, use our code KFTV at DraftKings. Bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. All right, so, hey, tomorrow night you got Knicks and Clippers. That might be the night where you want to try out the code, try out your $5 and see where it lands, man, on the Knicks and the Clippers action. And once again, that's the DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY, which is 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777. or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. And also, this is for new customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. And for additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.